Honored to have with us Mr. Ramandeep Bansal. Ratandeep Bansal, sorry, I'm really sorry. Mr. Bansal is a multi-entrepreneur based in Bangalore, currently co-founding Livingo, a healthcare platform. He previously co-founded Next Big Innovation Labs, focusing on 3D bioprinting for organ transplantation, and founded the Bansal Academy of Nursing Science and Learning, which has trained over 1,000 nurses and 4,000 paramedics. With a BTech in Mechanical Engineering from IIIT DM Jabalpur, he has also completed programs such as Stanford University's Ignite and Alt MBA. His ventures focus on solving challenges through technology, earning him recognition as the top 500 entrepreneur and the winner of the SU Global Impact Challenge India. Today he'll be presenting on the topic Reimagining the Possible in the Indian Healthcare Ecosystem. The session will be followed by Q&A. I encourage you all to actively engage with the same. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Ratandeep Bansal. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. I hope you guys can hear me. And why don't you guys come a little bit closer if already? हम लोग तो बैक बेंचर्स ही थे. बहुत सारे लोग आ रहे होंगे. Okay. So we'll start. So today we are talking about reimagining the possibilities in the Indian healthcare. And let me tell you that it's a workshop. So I'll just speak for like 20 minutes. And after that, it's up to you guys. It's a competition. There will be teams. And one of the teams will get some prizes. So I would highly recommend that you guys participate. So that's the agenda. We'll learn about what is journey mapping and why it is important. And then because you guys will be able to do it on your own, you'll be able to learn it practically as well. So quick introduction about like my company. We build software for hospitals. It's a connected healthcare ecosystem. So it takes the patient from the time it first visits the hospital, and we are also supporting the patient after they are out of the hospital. But like we'll talk about this later on if we get time. Let's focus on like what we are here to do. We are here to discuss about the customer journey map. I'll just give 1 minute for everybody to say.
Take your time for second hour, no class will be over. 1 hour class will be over.
So, how many people know about the customer journey? Anyone? No problem. We'll learn about it. So,
Oh, you know.
Oh, you know about it. Okay, very good.
Please answer, Puneet. What do you know about the like those Sunday Bazaar and all? I think that no.
The mic is
Great idea. Like what like practical history, what we say.
So basically, what customer journey map is, it's a way to understand what the product, what the values are there that the product has to deliver to the customer.
Totally different.
Everybody needs to try this. So in this map, what we are doing is, let's say there is a team working on a project. It's an interdisciplinary team. There are engineers, there are doctors working together. Everybody is looking at the problem in a different way. Everybody is understanding the problem in their own, with their own experience, with their own lens, and it is very difficult to communicate it with your team partners. So the doctor is like has certain priorities, the engineer has certain priorities. So this is a vocabulary that helps everybody to communicate together, work together in it. So that is the framework that we are going to discuss. So how does it work? We'll take one example of somebody who wants to buy a car. Okay, we can all associate with it. So that's why we'll take that example. So first of all, there are something called stages. So in a car example, there is awareness stage, research stage, comparison, purchase, use, and retention. So these are the stages through which a customer will go through in their whole journey purchasing a car. So we will look at any problem you pick up.
you can break it out in various stages, and these stages will differ based on what is the problem that you are trying to solve, as well as what type of customer you are targeting. This is a very general example. So after stages, there is something called situations and activities. So these activities are the ones that qualify the customer in that certain stage. So let's say there is this awareness stage. So how do somebody gets aware about a new car in the market? They will look at it that like somebody is driving it on the road, and they are like, oh, I like that car. I want to know more about that. So then comes the next stage, which is the research stage, where the customer goes and watches YouTube videos and looks and tries to understand what that car is. So these are the various qualifiers that put that customer on that certain part of that certain stage of the customer journey. Next comes the needs. So these are the specific needs that the customer has. So, like for example, this person who is trying to buy this car, he wants something that has good safety. So that is one of the needs that the customer has. So then they will look into that. They will do some more research. They'll do comparison on various websites. They'll watch a lot of videos and come up with like their own understanding of which is a good product. And along this whole process, some part of their journey would be easy, some part of their journey would be difficult. So for example, uh, there is like a good website, the comparison might be easy, but there are like a lot of videos on YouTube, so you don't know how to really understand about the car. So it's a okay experience, and of course purchase experience could be really bad. So that's like one of the uh, parameters that we are looking into. So how do you know that this journey map is correct? If the if all the people on the team would agree that uh, this is a good experience or this is a bad experience or it is an okay experience, then probably you have created the right stages and you have identified the right needs for that customer. After this, the customer would go and like get a test drive organized. So this is the next part of the journey map. Here we are looking at something called touch points. So these touch points are actually done by on-stage actors. These could be people you are interacting with. For example, if you go to, let's say, a hospital, there is a receptionist. So that's the first touch point that you have. And there could be like other ways of interacting with the organization also. So if you go to, let's say, McDonald's, you see that ordering screen these days where you can go and place your order. So that is also one kind of interaction, one kind of touch point with the organization. To enable this, there are a lot of background activities that have to be done to enable this whole process. So for example, in order to, there will be like a marketing agency that will make sure that like these YouTubers are making the videos and making sure that like customers are getting a lot of traction about the product. There will be like a booking platform which will make sure that the customer is easily able to book this whole test drive experience. So that is broadly what it is. And last part of the customer journey experience is the matrices. So once you create a process to improve the experience of the customer, you have to track it by setting goals for you in terms of KPI and matrices. So like for example, this is like conversion of 50%, that people who are like doing a test drive, 50% of them are interested in buying that. So this is a very, very broad framework, and this is a very basic example that I've talked about. If you guys have any questions, please go ahead. Is this clear? Okay, very good. So if we just like take the same example, and if we look at like how this can be translated in a healthcare environment, these stages will be different. Have you guys ever been to a hospital or anyone? Yeah. Can somebody tell me like what could be the possible stages that you have in the hospital? let's say you go for like a OPD, yeah, go for it. How does the journey begin? Like, where do you go first, and where do you go?
First of all, if we haven't taken OP yet, we will wait there to take OP.
Yes.
And after that, we will sit. We'll
Before
wait
before
for
that,
some-
you'll go to the reception also,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that is one touch.
Yeah.
Then you are waiting.
Yeah.
That's the next touch. After that, go ahead.
Okay. After taking OP, you'll be waiting
Yes.
for some time. And then they will call you
Yes.
when your turn came, and you will meet the doctor, and he will provide some medicine. And after that, you will go to the nearby medical shop and take the medicine.
Right.
And I guess,
And then you'll go home.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So broadly, you'll first go to the reception, then you'll be in the waiting room, then you'll do the consultation with the doctor, then you'll buy the medicine, then you'll go back. So these are the various stages through which we are qualifying the patient in the hospital. So now in these different stages, there could be different needs that the customer has. So for example, the patient has just arrived into the hospital. At the reception, the need of the patient is that they are a little bit worried, they don't know what to do, it could be an emergency. So you have to address that need at that particular point of time. So for example, that receptionist has to understand that the customer might have this problem, the patient might have challenges that you have to address. So whenever we are building the internal processes for that customer, we have to make sure that we are also empathizing with the actor on stage that is helping enable this whole experience that we are doing. So let's look at some examples in the healthcare space which is related to the product that we have. So right now, when we talked about the patient journey, we only talked about this part where the patient came to the hospital and went back. But there are like other stages also, which is like how did the patient arrive to the hospital? Why did he come? Probably he was not feeling well, he had some pain. He first called the family physician. They said that you should go. Then maybe they got an ambulance or they drove there. So that is one part of the experience that we can explore. And then afterwards also, once the treatment is done, the patient goes back home. There are a lot of challenges that the patient might face. There might be medicines not available for the patients. There might be uh, challenges with the patient to follow up after like 7 days or 10 days whenever the doctor has called upon. So in order for your product to succeed, you need to make sure that even at these stages, before and after, you are supporting them. So that is when you will be able to deliver a good customer experience and build a product that actually solves the problem of the customer. So based on this fact only, what we found out in the market that especially for example in Jabalpur, there are like almost 60% patients that actually are traveling from outside. They are like coming from 100 kilometers to Jabalpur, and because they are coming from so far and going back home, they are not able to uh, do the follow up on time. They don't get the right attention, right care that is needed, and the complication rate in India is very, very high compared to the rest of the world. One out of every three patients gets some kind of complication. This in turn leads to higher costs for the patients. Patients say that, oh, I went to this hospital and they did one treatment on me, and then like something bad happened, I have to go and get admitted to another hospital. And then the first hospital never knows what happened. So that is where the whole customer journey of the patient is. So we have to address these parts as well. That is where we have built our connected care platform, where at the time of the admission into the hospital itself, you get this app on your phone, and throughout the process, throughout the journey in the hospital, you are able to see like whatever is happening to you. There is a consultation with the doctor, there is a X-ray done, there is some questions from the patient, description, etc. Anytime there is a follow-up period, you can just like do it online as well if you are not able to come. and whatever you require some kind of medicines, you require physiotherapy, all those things could be delivered by the hospital through this platform. So this is actually why this problem is getting solved. And these features that we have come up, we have used the same framework that we are talking about. A few more examples on how to build features that actually solve the customer's problem. I would give you this one example where on the patient app itself, we saw that like there were queries of patients where they didn't know, like they had the prescription, but they didn't know which medicine to have, how much medicine to have. So what they can do, they can just take a photo of the medicine, and this AI will be able to tell you that like it's a vitamin C medicine, you have to take it twice. So about 20% of our patients actually use this. So that is why you have to listen to the customer in order to understand what features are there that we need to do. So that's all. Now it's your turn to do. But before that, if you guys have any questions. Yes, ma'am.
The doctor can also be consulted in between. Suppose you can't go for follow.
Yes, ma'am.
So are they available all the time, or there will be specific time which is mentioned in this only?
Yes, during the time of the booking, there will be certain slots that you can book.
That is not OPD time.
That is not OPD. It's like after the OPD, like 11 to 1 is the OPD, 1 to 2 there is one. And if there is an emergency, there is a emergency doctor also.
So some patients will be given some kind of stars and asterisk kind of things, that these are the critical ones. So anytime they can consult.
Yes, we have, the hospital gives a support staff who is always available for chat. So that uh, person can like chat with multiple people. So like they can redirect, okay, like seems like something important, so they can talk to the doctor also.
Some complication comes, at least they can be.
Yes.
I have also some questions.
Yes.
Number one, you said that AI will be answering. AI is answering from, I mean, on which data AI is trained?
Yeah. So we have there is a what we have done. We have scraped like all these big websites, 1mg and Pharmacy, etc. And all we have taken all the photos. So we do two things here. One is we analyze the photos with AI, and we also do a OCR on the text of the of whatever is written on the on this leaflet of the medicine, and we take that, and then there is another process that is deployed, which reads and which understands, is it a paracetamol, is it a vitamin, what exactly is the.
So you have scraped from them. What
Yes.
happens that when we try to figure out what exactly is this medicine for and when it should be taken, sometimes it is written on those 1 mg type of this. It can be taken before meals or after meals, but nothing is written very specifically.
Absolutely.
How do you take care of this? Because doctors specifically tell take it
Absolutely.
after this, right?
So there are two things there, Vijay. One is we have a confidence score inside the algorithm. So if the confidence score is low, they will not give you very specific recommendations. It will be very generalized recommendations. And second, there is a master database that we are also creating by scraping other websites, which will actually give you more better understanding on whether these medicines have to be taken twice a day or thrice. Thirdly, there is OCR also working on the doctor's prescription. Not all hospitals use it, but like the prescription itself says that the patient has to have it twice before meal, after meal. So we are like cross-referencing all the data of the patient come to us.
So if it is confidence score is low, then the AI does not answer, or what?
The AI will give you like whatever it is confident.
So then does it go to the doctor, because I may be needing help?
Yes,
So does it actually, the question is forwarded to doctor or not?
ma'am, it first goes to the support staff that is there on the chat. So they have another window where they can see all the unresolved issues. It's like a ticket has been raised. So once that ticket is addressed by that person, they can manually go and review that, okay, this is this medicine, this is that. Yes, ma'am.
So this, the moment I go to, for example, Jabalpur Hospital, they will be asking me to install it uh, voluntarily, or it is a mandatory requirement?
So it is a voluntary right now,
Voluntary.
but like the hospital will say, in order for us to make sure that we are able to provide the best care to you, we would want you to install
So this is installed free of cost.
free of cost.
And what about the my personal data? How have you
So-
taken care of that?
There is a government guideline, so it's under the NHS scheme. So there is NDHM, National Digital Health Mechanism. So we use the health standard issued by the government. So right now it is not completely implemented from the government side, but we are following all the proper standards of data privacy and data security. So every time we need, even if it's kept on our servers, if we also want to access it, we need your consent. So there will be like a OTP, just like an Aadhaar OTP. There will be a OTP that will make sure that the data is only getting retrieved when there is a consent. So the doctor also cannot open the patient data without it. Yes, please.
Good afternoon, sir. Actually, my question is not about this presentation,
Sure.
but as we have heard that you are working towards technology and bioprinting, so would you like to talk about organ transplantation with bioprinting? What you are looking forward to work?
So I'll tell you what that project is about. So you guys all are familiar with 3D printing, right? So we developed a 3D printing mechanism using a jelly material, and that inside that jelly material we have cells. These cells are actually taken by volunteers who have got, like, let's say, plastic surgery. So we take those skin cells and we separate specialized stem cells in that skin sac. So these specialized stem cells will only become skin cells. So we take that, we use those cells inside that jelly medium, and there is a cryogenic process that we have developed, which is where we cryogenically print the whole. Uh, uh, it's like minus 20 degrees. We take it to minus 20 degrees, and we put one cell after the other, and that full tissue is generated, which is then placed inside a bioreactor, and it grows and it forms the epidermal layer, which is the top. So this patch, skin patch that we have developed, it is used by pharma companies and cosmetic companies as an alternative to animal testing. So rather than it being about testing on like rabbits or like other animals, you can use this skin.
They are easily available in the market.
Man, it is only for pharma companies. So
B2B.
yes, B2B. Yes.
Does this have direct application to patients as well, or is the process that you're using right now only applicable for field trials, and for patients you'll have to change the process like this?
So like we can take your cells and we can make that patch, but going through that regulatory process is like a 10-year journey. So for now it is on the shelf, but let's see if we get the chance to.
So not going in the patient direction is purely a business decision, not a technological.
Yeah. Absolutely. There are like some new regulatory guidelines coming under the FDA. So once like they are easier to operate, there are like a lot of players who can help us go through the. Then we'll go and
In India, the medical device regulations are changing frequently.
yeah.
So, lot of changes.
But like in order for anything that goes inside the human body, there is the regulation is like very strict. So that's why we are staying on. Yes. So any other questions? Let's just go back to this example, because I saw a lot of people came later, and you guys have to now make teams and build your own customer journey map. So are there any questions related to this one? How many people missed this slide? Okay, cool. So this, I'll just go through this very quickly. This is an example on the customer journey map of somebody buying a new car. So there are like various stages. There is like stage of awareness, research, comparing various products, purchasing the product, using the product, and maybe engaging again with the company. So these are the various stages through which a customer goes when they buy a. There are like some situation and activities. So these situation and activity qualifies the customer in this particular stage. So for example, you see somebody driving a car, driving a new car on the road. So you are now aware of that product exists in the market. So this is like the stage qualifier for you. Next, you go to your home and you watch some YouTube videos about that car. You try to understand like, oh, this car has like lot of good features. That's your research phase. Alongside these activities, there are certain needs that are associated with this user, with this customer. So for example, in this case, this user wants safety in the car. So that's their primary need that they have to address. So they will look at the safety rating of the car. They'll compare other safety features also on various products in the market, and then they will finalize, okay, I'll go and test. So this is a touch point where the customer is actually interacting with the organization. So these touch points are called on-stage elements, which is done by some kind of actors. These can be people, receptionists, people who are giving you demos in the showroom. It could be people on the phone call. These on-stage actors are enabling the customer to have a certain experience. And there are like some backstage elements, which could be either internal processes, IT services, suppliers, etc., who are enabling this actor to provide that experience to the customer. And once you solve for a certain thing, like for example, there is like an online booking platform that was developed by this company. They will set some goals. They will set like 50% of people who test drive should become qualified leads, which means that they would consider buying this. So that is the whole customer journey map that we have. Now the task for today is very simple. So there we will form teams of 4 people. How many people are there? Sir, 3 people or 4 people?
So just check how many. I think 3 will become to 4 is good.
Like 20 groups.
So morning we did the yesterday we did the 15 groups of 5 to 6 people. So make yourself group of 4 students, 4 participants, and you can tell him the condition better.
अलग अलग जगह के होने चाहिए.
Condition is that
Discipline के होने चाहिए.
anyone, like all 4 of you, should not be friends.
बोलो बोलो.
No enemies, but no, should not be friends.
All 4 of you should not be friends. You guys should not be from the same state. You guys.
So I told all
You
the
guys should not be roommates. And preferably you guys should be from different branches. You guys should not be from the same branch.
and different sex also. Not all females, not all males.
Yes.
Not allowed.
Not allowed.
So these are the conditions.
Pricing is
Please form the
also
groups among yourselves.
pricing.
Great. So what we'll do, we'll form the team. You guys have to identify the customer persona that you're building.
Please listen, all of you, please
Guys,
give time दे दो बनाने के लिए.
okay.
ये तो पहले इसको बता दीजिए बाद में फिर.
Yeah, I'll just finish, then you guys can start doing the forming the team. So you have to identify your persona. You have to identify the different stages that person goes through. You have to identify 2 problems that they are facing. So this is like healthcare, but like I'm giving you the freedom to choose any problem you want.
Healthcare.
Healthcare only. Okay, in healthcare itself.
India is anyway doing the EDP on healthcare.
Okay. And for one of those challenges, one of those touch points where there is some challenge, you have to come up with the solution. Like, so in that particular column, you will make like, one is the problem side, and then finally you will create your own way of like solving that problem. And of course, the winner, what does the winner get? They get a chance to work with a wearable device company that is building a wearable on elderly care. It's a Bangalore-based startup. I'll tell you more later. So this is the framework. You guys will get sticky notes. You can form the teams and use the walls on the outside of the lecture hall. and you guys have.
So around 45 minutes.
So you guys have around 25 minutes to come up with this.
Total we have 45 minutes.
Okay, so you guys have 30 minutes. Then there will be a panel of judges coming around and giving you
No,
scores.
that's okay. You have 25 minutes
Okay.
because they never finish in time.
Okay. Yes.
इसको सही बोला सही है
So 25 minutes. So your time starts now. Go ahead and you can collect the sticky notes from here. Uh,
I want to put it back.
20 minutes.
सुनो सुनो बंटी टिकट तो नहीं है आसपास रहेगा फिर